The BBC released a new series. Did you see it? Oh, no, the BBC released a new series. In fact, let's get the picture up here. Can you put a picture up here for me? A series on the Battle of Hastings. You know where this is going. And for once, I'm not mad at the BBC. I'm mad at the actor. Can you please load this picture up? I want to attack this man and publicly shame him for his actions for insulting the heritage of the UK. Signal, I sent it on WhatsApp. Is that fine? Yeah. So, let me give you a brief rundown of British history and whether or not blacks participated in British history. American history, there have been, since the foundation of what we call America, Native Americans weren't Americans. Native Americans were something else. America was made by the Europeans who went there. But black people have played some part in the entire story because from the very beginning, they were brought over there as slaves. They weren't rulers, they weren't legislators, but they did play some part in the foundation of the United States. That can all be agreed by everybody. But the UK and most European nations don't have a history which includes a bunch of people of different colors and different ethnicities and different races. And I was very upset, as a man who knows British history very well, to see an actor playing in a recreation of the Battle of Hastings. Now, I don't know which team he's supposed to be on. He's either on Harold Godwinson's army or William the Bastard's army. Not William the Conqueror. He was William the Bastard until he won this battle. Then he was William the Conqueror. And this man is as black as Nigel's uncle's feet. And I'm very upset by this. I'm very upset. Everyone knows how sensitive I am about black people playing Vikings, black people playing James Bond. But to put someone in the Battle of Hastings as black as this guy is a hate crime. That's what it is. It is a hate crime against native British people. And that's coming from a half-black man. There is no excuse to have this African... Whose uncle is this? Can someone come and get your uncle and tell him to stop taking extra work from the BBC? Please. For the love of God. This is the guy. So, I know if you don't understand history very well, you might think, oh, maybe there were some black people. I'm going to explain why there was none. I'm going to run off the top of my head. Because I know British history inside out from the inception of the country all the way to modern times. By inception of the country, I mean Alfred the Great. But here's why there were no black people. People say stupid things about, well, the Romans were in England. Some of them were black. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Okay, great, right? Now, when Paulinus was outnumbered at the Battle of Watling Street, he had 10,000 Romans left in the country. 10,000 Romans on the British Isles, which had a population in the millions at the time. And there were 10,000 Romans, and they fought against the Iceni tribe in the Battle of Watling Street, one of the most famous battles in British history, and they won. And the Roman occupation then continued from there for another 200 and something years. Fine. Is there a possibility, that some of the Roman soldiers were black men? The answer, you'll be surprised to hear, is yes. At the time that Rome invaded Britain, the Romans had territories in Numibia, modern-day Ethiopia, and soldiers were drawn from all across the empire, and anyone could get sent to Britain. There is a possibility that a black man fought at the Battle of Watling Street. Could have happened. We don't know for sure that happened, but it could have happened. There could have been Arabic-looking people, black-looking people fighting in the Roman legions at the time of the Iceni uprising. Now, that was about 800 years before this battle was supposed to have taken place. The Battle of Hastings, that was 1066. 800 years. Let me explain something to you about genetics. Let's say all 10,000 of Paulinus's legion were black. They were all black. Right. For the sake of argument, every single person who fought at the Battle of Watling Street, every Roman soldier was black. And they all stayed, and they all mated with the natives, right? My grandfather is as black as this African brother playing in this play. I am 2 generations down from a man that black. And this is what I look like. The average generation is 25 years. You're telling me, well, the Romans left in about 420 AD. You're telling me over 600 years later, there are people this black in England? No. The first black man ever to live in London, actually, was 1593. His name was Cornelius, and he was probably as black as this guy. And he was a celebrity because he was the only black guy. Hey, I'm Cornelius. It's good to be in London. I don't know what he was doing there, but there was a black guy in London. There were no black people in 1066. 0. England didn't have an empire. That didn't start to the reign of Elizabeth I. They had never been to Africa. They had never discovered the Americas. The slave trade hadn't began. There were 0 black people. It was an island in Europe, isolated from the rest of the world, besides some minor outside trade. There is no way that even if a black man found himself somehow in 1066 in the UK, that Harold Godwinson was conscripting him into the army of Huscarls to face off against the Norman invasion. That did not happen, and this actor is at fault. Listen, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We've seen the BBC do this with their Pakistani Isaac Newton that looks more like my guy Yusuf here than Isaac Newton actually looked. The BBC have been doing this for a very long time. So this is my message to black and brown actors out there. Stop playing their fucking games. The BBC should have said, hello, Ojibwe. We have a part for you. Would you like to play a Huskar on the army of Harold Godwinson? And he should have said, you know what? I just live in England. It is a good place. It is a good home for me. I do not wish to insult the people of Britain by pretending that the soldiers in 1066 look like me. They did not. And Ojibwe should have turned down the part. The BBC are chicanerous. They're up to no good, and they're butchering history. It is now down to you, black actors, to turn this shit down. Who's that bitch who played Henry VIII's wife? Anne Boleyn. She also played in the Bond movie. She's like a famous Nigerian actress. They should have said, hey, you want to be Anne Boleyn? She should have said, no, I do not wish to be Anne Boleyn. She doesn't sound like that. She does for the sake of this. I do not wish to play Anne Boleyn. We have paintings of her. She was white. Her daughter was a ginger. Elizabeth I was a ginger. You ever seen a black woman give birth to a ginger woman? And she should have said no, and then none of this would be happening. But it now keeps happening, and it's being allowed to happen and permitted by the black actors who are agreeing to this bullshit. It is not forward thinking. It is not cool. It is not inclusive. I tell you what, I'm going to use my own money, and I'm going to finance a documentary about Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu, I'm casting Daniel Craig. I am Shaka Zulu. Let's do it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I'm offended and furious.